Coming up next on the Garden Gate, we're going to be talking to Joe Cook about his expert pruning skills and his tools and all the wonderful things you can do to make your tools operate properly. Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Garden Gate. I'm Brenda from the Avant Garden Shop, here with Joe Cook from Blossom Hill. And today we're going to talk about tools and what are good tools, what to look for in good tools, how to sharpen them, how to look after your tools, and also what to not look for, or at least not purchase. So Joe has a background as
tool and cutter grinder.
So, and he has been speaking to some of the different horticulture societies about tools and maintenance. So Joe, tell me a little bit about all these wonderful tools you have here.
Well, common tools for people to use in their gardens are shears like this, secateurs like this, and secateurs like this, and small shears, small axe, and it just makes it really handy if you know how to sharpen them yourself and look after them yourself. Now, a lot of it's got to do with the fact that if you buy a good set as opposed to a cheap set. I hate to say it that way, but cheap set. Now, if you look at this set of secateurs, you'll see that it's got a lot of black on it, and that's dirt. That's all that is dirt. So you can actually clean this off, and there's only one, on your secateurs, there's only one beveled edge. So you just sharpen the beveled edge. You do not sharpen the back edge. You just use a stone or a fine file and smooth it off. And that's how you look after it. But you want to take the black off. Most of the things that are wrong with secateurs and stuff is dirt. And what I do here is I take this, I'll pull the secateurs apart, I'll pull the spring out, and I'll take and get a pail and some Scotch-Brite or steel wool and warm water and soap, and I'll just scrub them until all the black's off. Then I'll take a file or a stone and just sharpen it very lightly. You don't want to sharpen it too much. Now, if you have a good set of secateurs, like a Falco pruners that you can buy at Avant Garden Shop, if you buy those, you can buy every part for the secateurs. You can buy every bolt, nut, everything, springs, and replace them. And they come in little packages like this. Instead of buying 4 or 5 cheap sets of secateurs, if you buy a good set, you won't have to replace them. You just replace parts.
And how do you clean them if you have problems with disease?
Well, what we do is we clean them with alcohol, and we just take and we rub them with alcohol. So if you're going from a different plant to another plant of the same species, you want to get it cleaned off so you don't spread disease from one plant to the other.
And what other are your favorite tools, Joe? Like, I know this for me, this is one of my favorite little tools. It's a little knife, or a saw.
Yes, this is an excellent saw for branching trees, shrubs, taking off coarse branches out of shrubs and stuff. You can get in close by, and you will not have to sharpen this. All you'll have to do is clean it. That's all you have to do. And sometimes with one like this, a wire brush being used across like that will take the worst of anything that's gummed in there, especially like cedar tree, if you have cedar trees.
I find it very handy for dead wood and for bigger branches that you just can't get with the pruners.
And the blade tucks away very nicely, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, exactly. Joe, thanks again for being on the Avant Garden Shop Garden Gate.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.
The Garden Gate is brought to you by the Avant Garden Shop, your destination for gardening accessories and backyard birding supplies.